speech, and then uh, absolutely.
Sure. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Today I am with a very amazing, interesting man. Everybody I have been introducing him to, they say, wow, he's an amazing speaker. And so here he is. I found him a few years ago on YouTube, and his famous YouTube is called Shutup and Listen if you want to help somebody. So today I'm very happy and pleased and excited to meet Ernesto Sirolli, and we will start talking in a moment. Please stay tuned and start sharing the video so that more and more people can start to shut up and listen if they really want to help someone. So, hi everyone. Ernesto, thank you first of all for accepting my friend request and allowing some of my friends to add you on Facebook and be amazed by your work. Um, Start from wherever you want.
Well, quite frankly, you are irresistible because all of a sudden I did not know you, and all of a sudden I have had some 300 requests for friendship from Pakistan, and I'm thinking, what have I done in Pakistan? What have I done? All of a sudden, there are all these requests, and of course, you were the very first one. And when I went through all the requests, I looked at your introduction, and you asked for me to look at the work you've been doing, which I did, and I was really amazed by your vision, also by so many loyal followers who immediately got in touch with me asking for my friendship. And so I'm thinking I'm dealing with a unique human being, and Rehan, you are a unique human being, and the reason why I'm fascinated is because it seems that you look at social opportunities with the same entrepreneurial spirit that other people dedicate to make money, and you use the same kind of qualities, which is, it, in one of my TED Talks, the one in Monte Carlo, I actually told the audience what is the root of the word entrepreneur. And the root of the word is Latin, and literally comes from a Latin word intraprendente. Intraprehendere is the verb, and it means the first among others to see an opportunity. And I believe that you are a true entrepreneur because you have seen in technology the opportunity to truly unify the world. And you have seen an opportunity like no other to reach out across cultures, which for me is fascinating because not many people know, but as a child between the age of 9 and the age of 11, I lived in Libya before Gaddafi, when Libya was still under a Turkish king. And in Libya in 1958, oil had been discovered. And so we had English, French, Americans, we had Greeks, Turks, Armenians, Maltese, Italians, Saudi, Palestinians. We had Israelis living there. And in my class, we were 37 children from 24 countries. So those 3 years of my life, I lived in cultural diversity. We studied Arabic in school, but we also studied English and Italian. And my best two friends, one was a Palestinian and the other one was an Israeli Jew. And the two of them never spoke to each other. But the three of us, we had three bicycles and we were always together. And I was the glue. I was the glue between these wonderful kids. Imagine 9 years old with our shorts, with our little bikes, always together. And the Palestinian kid will say, let's go to the movies. I will tell the Jewish kid, let's go to the movie. And we will go together and we will share. And they will not talk to each other, but when they were short of money, they will lend money and they will help each other. So it was like this strange world of multiculturalism and tolerance and understanding that when I went back to Italy, I lost, because Italy is a monoculture. The Italians speak Italian, dress Italian, eat Italian food, and they believe to be, the greatest people in the world. And every monoculture believe that they are the best in the world. And it is only when you become open and you live in cultural diversity, you understand that no, there is only one thing that is beautiful in the world, and is humanity and the intelligence and the passion and the heart of the people you get to know around the world. So when I saw your mission, when I understood who you were, I thought, okay, it's 3 days that I'm getting hundreds of requests of friendship from Pakistani friends of Rihan. I need to get to know this man. And so we very quickly, I reached out, you reached out to me, I reached out to you, and here we are in this conversation. Shut Up and Listen is the title of my first TED Talk, the one that I gave in 2012. That TED Talk, I did not even realize how powerful that was. As soon as 2 months after I gave the TED, there was a TEDx, so it was not on the main platform of TED. But after 2 months, I received a call from the coordinator of the TEDx in Christchurch, New Zealand. And she said to me, Ernesto, you will not believe it, but the TED organization in New York has seen your TEDx and they want to take it to the main platform. And so they moved it to the main platform, and I started to have 100,000 visualizations a month. And now it's about maybe 3.5 million only on one platform, and then YouTube, and probably another million. And all of a sudden, I realized that I had touched a real nerve that I had. I did not even know. I did not even know how many people have been struggling with the issue of development. How many people could not realize why the project had failed. They had arrived with lots of good intentions in another country, wanting to help the local people, or there were politicians who were trying to help rural people in their own country, and everything failed, and they don't understand why. How come the good intentions backfire? And so when I told the story of, if people have not seen that talk, they should see it. But when I told the story of why it is so dangerous to arrive uninvited to tell people what to do, when I told that story, and when I admitted to our mistake, it took the breath away. from NGOs around the world, because NGOs cannot admit that they fail. Because the moment an NGO admits that they fail, they lose their funding. So it's devastating. All the NGOs working in Africa, they all like my experience. We were failing because we would arrive in African villages with our idea of what the African people ought to be doing, instead of having the decency to shut up and listen to them. What do they need? Why don't we listen to what they need? And why don't we help them do beautifully what they want to do, instead of imposing our cultural norms, instead of imposing our own technology, instead of imposing our own system of organization, instead of imposing our own gods. So, it's my TED talk was incredibly confrontational. I can tell you that some of the largest NGOs in the world, they had a meeting. There was an international conference at Harvard University, the Kennedy School of Government, and the conference was on international aid, and this was in 2014, 2015. And I heard that there was a session to discuss my TED talk at Harvard University, the Kennedy School of Business, and they had not invited me. How pathetic is that? And they were the biggest. I had a friend who called me. She became a friend of mine. But at that time, she called me the way you've done, and she said, "I would like to meet you." And she said, "I'm in India now, but I will be back in Australia. Is there any chance?" And I said, "Yes, I will be in Australia." So we only had time for dinner. I was flying from Perth in Western Australia to Sydney, and she was arriving from India to Sydney. And it was like one of those James Bond movies with two limousines arriving at a restaurant. I never met the lady; she never met me. But so we came out of the cars, and I said to her, "What a pity we only have a few hours." And I said to her, "I would like to tell you what I do." And she said, "I know everything about what you do." And I said, "How?" And she said, "Because I was working for a government in Australia, and now I work for one of the major mining companies in the world. And Oxfam International has organized a retreat for senior administrators. And we arrived in India for 2 weeks, hosted by Oxfam International. And when we arrived, they've given us a list of books to read. And your book, Ernesto, is the number one on the list. And I said to her, "Oxfam has done that. Oxfam has never acknowledged me. They have never reached out to me, ever. And yet they teach people using my material without ever having acknowledged me." Because I said something brutal. I said that we Western people only have two techniques when we approach the other, the non-Western. And these techniques are, one is patronizing and one is paternalistic. One of the techniques teaches you to treat everybody as if they were your children. So you arrive in communities where there are people who are a million times smarter than you, and you arrive with this kind of, you know, paternalistic, oh, the poor African people, they're so cute, look at them. And these are people who have survived wars and genocides, and these are people who are so strong and so smart and so capable, after all that we have done to them, and they're still there and they're resilient. And so one is like treat everybody like children, and the other one is patronizing, treat everybody as if they were your employees. So the attitude of we come with money and we are, rich, and therefore you have to do what we tell you to do. And I think it's disgusting. I think that is absolutely appalling. And the moment that you arrive anywhere with that kind of attitude, you deserve to be taken advantage of. You deserve to be taken advantage of, because you are not, you are failing the very first criteria of effectiveness. The rule is you only help people who wish to be helped. So you can only go where invited. And to be invited, you have to create such a reputation doing fantastic work in your own country. You have to develop such a reputation that people invite you. And when people invite you, you have to shut up and listen. And so what is the first principle of aid? The first principle of aid is respect. If you don't respect people, you cannot help them. So, my TED Talk was very provocative and upset lots of people. And but at the same time, open up the doors for millions of people to get in touch with me to say, wow, you actually admitted to a mistake. you white male man admitted to a mistake. We never seen it. You never see white male admit to any mistakes. We are the most arrogant son of bitches. We are bastards. We are bastards. And it's all about cultural, hegemony. It's all about, we go around the world because we absolutely in the marrow of our bones, we absolutely believe that we are better than anybody else. And until that is the case, then there will be absolutely no way to have a dialogue, because if you see me arriving uninvited in your home, treating you like a child, or treating you like my dependent, you at the very best, you will use me. At the very best. But at the worst, you will do anything to get rid of me. Anything. So the TED platform, by the way, I didn't believe in it. I did not even want to go and give that talk because I did not believe in social media. I was so naive, so stupid that it was my wife that said to me, no, you have to go because the TED platform is great. You should go and tell the world what you think. But I didn't want to go because I didn't believe in it. So now I know better. Now I know that what you're doing is the right thing, Rehan. You are using these all sorts of different platforms to connect. And the moment that people start to get to know you and understand your heart, you know what they say, to the soldiers, you don't look at people in the eye because you cannot shoot them then. Don't look at them in the eye. Because the moment you understand the humanity, you cannot kill them. So we have to always, the word is demonize. We need to create demons, because then if the people are demon, we can kill them. But oh my God, if you only had a conversation, you discover that they are exactly like you. How can you not feel moved? You know? There are people going to Africa, and the only thing they see of Africa, they go to India or Bangladesh. I work in so many different countries in the world, but there are people, the only thing they can see is poverty, and I call it the helicopter view. From the helicopter, you look down and you see poverty. You see, villages with no roads, with no running water. You see villages, and from the helicopter, you see poverty, structural poverty. Dry fields, and from the helicopter you see that. And what I tell people is that land the helicopter. You land the helicopter, and people come out of the houses, and you walk to the first house, and there is that Senora Maria in Guatemala or in Honduras. She invites you in the house. She makes tortillas for you. She starts to talk to you, and you have a little bit of tequila. And after a few minutes, Senora Maria is exactly like your aunt. And you forget where you are. And the food is great, and the stories are fantastic. And all of a sudden, where is the poverty any longer? All of a sudden, what you thought was the lack of infrastructure was poverty. It's rubbish. you are having a wonderful meal, and the lady is telling you about head joys and head troubles, and you start to see that she's like your mom. She's like your aunt. She reminds you of a cousin of yours. And next thing you say, what can I do to help you? So I've been having fun around the world, I'm telling you. And I see that you've been having fun, and you're a visionary about technology. And I am basically come up rediscovering humanistic values. I'm truly a humanist. I believe that we all belonged once, maybe 1,000,000 years ago, maybe 400,000 years ago. We all came out of one tribe, one ancient tribe, all of us. And if you look at the DNA, we have one mother, all of us. So, so we know scientifically that we come out of one tribe. So, I'm fascinated by the humanity, and fascinated by the work that I'm doing with. I was just talking to you for a few minutes before, fascinated by working with Iranian women from 7 of the most remote provinces of Iran. They all have the jihad. I'm a male, I'm a white male, and I'm speaking through an interpreter with 25 women entrepreneurs from places in Iran where even if I wanted to go there, would be prohibited, would be impossible. And using technology, I'm teaching these Iranian women entrepreneurial know-how, how to organize the company so that they can sell pistachios into other markets. They can sell the beautiful Persian carpets that they make internationally. I think that this technology, Rehan, is formidable. And what you're doing with all these new platforms and things, maybe we should do something together to do something about entrepreneurs and facilitating entrepreneurships in the world. Not only I'm not interested in in teaching entrepreneurship to spoiled middle-class kids. I want to teach entrepreneurship to the people who are not formally educated, because they have another kind of education. They've been taught by their village. They've been taught by their parents. And instead, in the West, they still confuse intelligence for education, for God's sake. They really believe that people who are not formally educated are not intelligent. Are you kidding me? All our ancestors were not formally educated, and they take humanity where we are. How can you confuse intelligence for education? Have you ever dealt with a kid in a village, in a rural village, who was not formally educated, and the kid is so smart that he's going to wrap you around his little finger and take advantage of you because he's so smart? So I'm not interested in setting up another incubator, accelerator for they are ghettos. They're ghettos for white male middle-class kids, or kids who are educated by Western, cultural stereotypes. No, I'm interested in taking entrepreneurial know-how to the grassroots, to the villages of Africa where I work now. I remember setting up projects in Bangladesh with Muslim women in Bangladesh. And I remember having a public meeting with the imam there. And initially, the women could not get out of the house and congregate. And now we have women cooperatives making money. And now the husbands and even the imam is happy because those women are becoming so much more resilient and capable of managing those farms and sell products and becoming commercially so sharp. So I know that you like to listen, but now I need a little bit of your feedback, and I need your words of wisdom about why you thought that my TED Talk was important for your audience. Was there something? Because I think that my TED Talk was important because of those values, but maybe you saw something that I don't understand. Did it come across the way I'm describing it to you? My talk was for you provocative, or my talk for you was a validation of your ideas?
Thank you so much, Ernesto. I think it was a validation, and it was also provocative in the same way, and the way you tell the story, the way you speak, the way I think you've learned over the years how to present yourself is all beautiful. And after hearing more about how you were raised when you were 9 and you were exposed to the multicultural society, it even excites me even more. I don't think too much about life. I think it's I didn't plan to come to this planet. I didn't plan to be this body. I didn't plan to be called Rihan. Most of the things are just given. So I friend people. I do things in life based on intuition. And you are a celebrity speaker on TEDx. That's good enough for me. And your ideas should spread. That's what TED is all about. Have all the good ideas spread. So I like to have amazing people in my friend list so that people can connect with them and discover them and have interesting accidents. One of the interesting thing in an accelerator, if you go or if you design them, is that they make accidents happen. As you surround yourself with people who are opposite of you, then you automatically bump into them, and then you talk with them, and then you discover, oh, he's a perfect match for me. It's totally opposite. So if you go through my friend list, it's totally weird people of the planet which I've collected who are very different, and it's by design, because it's like, so people can bump into them. Otherwise, they'll have to travel and spend millions of dollars around the world to just to meet weirdos in the world. I have them all on my Facebook, and these are good weird people. They who have good ambitions, good goals, or some goals, because majority of the world doesn't have any goal. They just come to life, want to get married, want to have a house, car, go around the world and die, have babies, and I mean that's what most people want, but that's not what I try to connect with people who are not like that, who are more interested in actually making the world better than they found.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
if you can tell me more on, I can give you some examples on some of the entrepreneurs in my network who are working on the grassroots. I work also for the bottom of the pyramid people,
Yeah,
because there is a lot of people who do a lot of things for the upside of the pyramid. My interest is in more of the people who are totally clueless, totally, that Aunt Maria who you were talking about, that she can actually have a better life if she started to use a little bit of technology, if she started to sell her products on Amazon or stuff like that. So my work is mostly about connecting the dots together and helping people who are already doing amazing work do more amazing work to a larger audience. And because a lot of people don't understand the way I use Facebook, or I use technology, they don't get it. They don't understand what I'm doing. They want to go back to the classroom or make a big building, and do interesting stuff. That's good for them. Um, so I was telling, I will give you an example. Today, a gentleman I met today, he has a factory in Pakistan for electric motorbikes like Vespa in Italy.
yeah,
So, he was invited by the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and he hosted their company and did a big launch for them in the Prime Minister's house. So I asked him, if you were the Prime Minister, what are the three things you would do? So he said, well, one of the things I would do is have this kind of party for somebody every single day, in the Prime Minister's house. I said, well, why don't you hire somebody for $1,000 a month, spend a few $1,000s on marketing them on Facebook, dress them up like a prime minister, have them go and visit to every single company every single day, and then they become popular overnight because they were visited by the virtual prime minister instead of the real prime minister. So it's how you can use and leverage technology to do good. Before it was not possible to do this kind of weird goodness if you wanted to do that. So, if there's something you think you need to scale um, your your techniques of entrepreneurship, I would be happy to um, facilitate the talks. We have very good video teams. We have very good technologists in our team. We have scalers who can really take your content and scale it, translate it into different languages. So if but before that, I would like to invite you to visit a few of my friends who are already doing this for the bottom of the pyramid, and they're just throwing down videos on YouTube, and it's impacting a lot of people already. And the way they're doing it is very interesting. So I would like you to have a look at it. I
yeah,
personally have been an entrepreneur all my life, in business. So I 10 years ago I started a project where I wanted to help create 1 million new entrepreneurs. So I spent a lot of my savings on. I hired a lot of people, and we took business models which could be started in $100 and scaled 10,000 times each. So we were going to have micro subways of different kinds. So micro, Subway like franchises for $100 only, where you can make $300 a month. And we wanted to teach everything on YouTube and on online, but at that time there was no YouTube. So I failed, and I learned a lot. And then I went into this. I closed everything down, and I went on. I started traveling the world, and started these connections more and more. So that's when I started giving laptops, and I wanted to connect with different people more and more. Um, but then there is another guy who saw a few of my videos which I made, and then he started making videos, and his videos are doing really well, and he's doing similar thing which I wanted to do without organizing the franchise model. And so his name is Shahid Joya, and I will send you his couple of video links. He does not speak very well English, but you can see from the theme of his videos how he's scaling. And I'll invite you to um the his page, and you can see what kind of phenomenal audience he gets. He gets millions of views from just the random videos, and these are normally comedy videos go viral, but these are business techniques and business how-to videos. And he goes to different factories and just asks them questions and shows everything on how everything is done. um, and then he hosts parties. He actually hosts lunches for anybody who wants to come and learn from him for free on every Sunday. So you can just show up in his house, and he gets a lot of food made, and you can spend 4 hours and learning uh, different kinds of things, like making how to make shampoo, or how to make a soap, or how to make a trouser, or how to start I mean, his model is he helps teach people how to start a factory in $200, and you can start a micro factory of your own. He teaches branding, selling, marketing, accounting, everything in 4 or 5 hours, and then everything is also already on YouTube. So he has now, I think, 600,000 followers who are learning, and he has helped at least 50,000 people start their own factories. So that
Wow.
one guy is just insanely amazing, how he has allowed. And his model is that he teaches everything for free, but if you want, you can buy a machine from him, a factory from him. And if you don't want, he also gives you the competition's numbers, you can go and buy from them. So the idea is that they should do something. And I have been asking him to start it on a larger level, where people can come in and have a full institute where people can come in and stay for a week and learn, and just order a factory, and somebody will go into his house and actually fill the factory for them, all for $400 or $300. So that's a very interesting model of starting micro industries.
Mhm.
With China in front of us, with everything scaling, I think this is a fantastic model for Africa, for Pakistan, for India, where labor is still cheap, and people, we can create things locally,
Sure.
different kinds of things. There is another gentleman who is teaching, who has created a platform. Two of them have created a platform online using a platform called Teachable.com, and then you can create your own courses, and then he sells them. But his model is, if you earn less than $300 a month, I'll give you my courses for free. If you earn more than $300, then you have to pay me $40 or something in order to take my courses. So that's one model. I have a platform called rehantraining.com, and where you can go and take. We have 110 different courses, from programming to graphic designing to interviewing people, and everything is designed in less than 30 minutes. So we will give you 10 courses if you want, but level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And the goal of that platform is that you should be able to make at least $600 a month if you do these courses. We walk you through, where we help you get to $600 a month. Pakistanis earn around $60 a month right now, and we want to bring it up to $500 a month. Um, so let me know how I can be of help, if I can
I
all be of
I,
service.
I, I really think that what we should do, we should spend some time together, whether it's virtual or if you're coming through Italy or California, let me know. But I have an idea, and my idea is that to have a successful business, three things have to be done beautifully. The product has to be great. Marketing has to be fantastic. Financial management has to be perfect. And I never met anybody who can do these three things equally well. So my idea for the last 40 years has been to look at the character of the person who is the entrepreneur who comes to me. And when the entrepreneur comes to me to say, how can I transform my talent, my passion into a way to feed my family? What I ask the person is, who are you? I mean, if you could only do what you love to do in the business, would it be the product, the marketing, or the finance? Because you require three different personalities to do beautifully these three things. As soon as the person tells me what she loves to do, she has told me what she hates. She's told me what she doesn't love. So if she tells me that what she absolutely loves is to produce a wonderful product, I know that she is not the marketer and she's not the financial person. So for the last 40 years, what I have done, I have taught people to stay in the area of competitive advantage. And your competitive advantage is in the area where your character and personality meets with your skill set and your preparation. So I tell people, do only what you love to do it beautifully, but surround yourself with people who love to do what you hate doing. And I have been transforming individual frustrated entrepreneurs in small teams of 3 people. And the team could be that the finance is done by someone who is a second cousin of their mother, who is a retired accountant, and he's doing it 2 hours a month. And the marketing could not even be one person, but could be 5 distributors in 5 different countries. But the important thing is that the product, marketing, finance are done by different people. So my idea is to create one of those dating sites. My idea is to create a dating site for business where you you go online and you have somebody who will explain to you, teach you how to identify whether you are a product, marketing, or finance person, and do a little test that we already have, and you do a self-assessment. And then once you really understand that if you could, your passion would be to produce the product or deliver the service, but certainly you don't have the passion to become the marketer or the financial person. My idea is that the platform will allow you to get in touch with those who have identified their own passion and skill in the other fields. And I've been very reluctant to set up a platform like this before for a couple of reasons. First, I'm not like you, Rehan, I'm not a technologist. But the other hesitation that I had was, how can you possibly trust somebody with your money? How can you trust somebody who is a finance person to look at your, the financial side of the business? And nowadays, dating sites are becoming so popular that I already have, I don't know how many friends who have found a partner, a life partner online. And I'm thinking, how naive am I? If people can find a life partner online, why am I concerned about them be scared about an accountant to help them to do the books 1 hour a month? Are we kidding? So what I believe is that the enterprise facilitation methodology that I have deployed in 400 communities in the world should be deployed in 400,000 communities in the world. And but I never met anybody who has the kind of speed and technology and the capacity of building platforms the way you do. So maybe you and me are supposed to have a talk. I have right now I'm talking to you from my Italian home, and my Italian home is a small little castle in a medieval village in the central Italy, and I'm restoring it to create studios. And yes, I will have people coming here in, small groups, 10, 15, 20 people at a time. And we can do classes. I can train them to become enterprise facilitators. But what I'm thinking is that it would be even more important to have studios where very good equipped studios where you can then tape. You can do all sorts of support seminars for people who come online to say, I'm alone, I'm not doing well in my business. The competitors are growing. I don't know. I have a product which is better than the competitors. I don't know why they're doing well, and I cannot feed my families. And the moment they come to us, we will tell, yeah, because your competitor has a wife who is fantastic with finances and has a partner who is a genius with marketing. So they have an inferior product, but guess what? It's priced better than yours and is more well known than your product. And you have a good product, which is much better than your competitor, but guess what? Nobody knows that you have it, and your pricing is wrong. So it could be an international, international school. It could be done in many different languages. And if you want to play with this idea, I mean, the only thing that I'm interested in at my age is legacy now. And it would be really nice to have few few dollars from people who come to do a class from you. But I believe that we could also work for governments and corporations and anybody who wants to make friends with communities. And instead of patronizing communities, instead of being paternalistic, they wanted to facilitate the development of the local economy. They could become sponsors. So I like to talk to you, and I am, as you can see, I'm not scared of people stealing my ideas or say I am. When you reach a certain age, you are not any longer concerned about people stealing your ideas. You're concerned that nobody knows you, that you've done nothing, that you are going to die without really sharing 50 years of experience with poor people who right now cannot feed the families. So that's me. And let's stay in touch. And if there is an opportunity to meet and it will be the first site in the world that does matchmaking on these three different personalities.
Okay, I will be happy to do that. I will have my programmers come up with something and maybe share some primary notes and drafts on how to do this. I'm already building a kind of a Tinder for hiring people.
Yeah. Sorry, I've lost your. I don't know why, but I had an upgrade coming up, and I've lost your image. Let me go back and see if I can go back on the site. You're entering a broadcast studio stream. Here I am. Can you see me again?
Yes.
Enter studio. Here we are. Okay. Oh, I see.
This is better?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was saying it's great technology. I never seen this platform before. It's very fast, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we should do something that is on the global level, and we should have a platform where we make this kind of entrepreneurial know-how available in different languages and dialects, and get some sort of technology to be able also to make it accessible in various languages, and then connect people, because maybe the best market for your turmeric is wholesale foods in America, where turmeric sells for $400 a kilo instead of few rupees in Kathmandu. See, and we have so many beautiful products and beautiful people, making an effort to escape poverty.
Okay, wonderful. So let's stay in touch and keep talking.
Yeah.
I would recommend you to give a little bit of few more interviews to my team. This way, you will learn the platform. So it's
Sure.
more practice of the software than interviews also, but at the same time, you will end up knowing and meeting interesting different people. And
Then
whenever you just ping me.
very good, very good. Well, this was impromptu. Is now nearly midnight in Italy. It's probably 3 o'clock in Dubai. So, Rihan, what a pleasure! What a pleasure getting to meet you.
Thank you for your.
We will be in touch very soon. Okay.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
inshallah.
Good night. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye. Okay. So, how do I get out?
You want to get in touch with Ernesto, you can LinkedIn him, you can Facebook him, inbox him, interview him, or send you him your pitch. He's a consultant who you can hire or at least talk to see how you can scale your startup and grow your business. And he has been doing this for 40 years. And let's help him do more of this. Thank you so much for listening and sharing and connecting, and stay blessed.